Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving into a stack of sources today, pulled from all the recent buzz, Reddit, Twitter, Discord,
Yeah.
and we're looking really tightly at AI news from just June 2nd and 3rd, 2025, that is.
Just 2 days. It's amazing how much happens.
Right. So the mission really for this deep dive is to
Mhm.
cut through just the sheer volume, all the announcements and chatter from this like tiny super active window,
Hmm.
and figure out what the most important developments actually are and, crucially, what they mean for you listening. It's been a wild couple of days in AI.
It really has. And what's fascinating isn't just that things are happening, but, well, how fast everything is moving. This snapshot, just 48 hours, it really shines a light on the intense speed of change, doesn't it?
Totally.
We're not just seeing, like, small updates. It feels like rapid advancement on lots of fronts all at once. We'll touch on some powerful new models, definitely some big moves in open source, shifts in the infrastructure underneath it all,
Yeah.
the rise of AI agents, the ones designed to do stuff, and, yeah, some really vital discussions about AI's impact, on society.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the models then.
Yeah.
The sources show a ton of activity there. OpenAI pushed some key features. They brought Codex, their code model, into ChatGPT Plus.
Right, the coding assistant.
Yeah, and maybe more notably, they made internet access
Mhm.
and those memory capabilities available to free users. That accessibility shift feels huge.
Absolutely huge. And it's not just OpenAI dominating, right? Other models are really proving their worth, too. Claude 4, Opus, and Sonnet, they're showing up strong on leaderboards, according to the sources.
Yeah, some mentions of that.
And users are apparently reporting Gemini 2.5 Pro is becoming their, like, daily driver for everyday tasks.
Impressive.
Google also announced Gemini 2.5, and Flash models now support native audio. That was at their I/O event. Makes interactions feel more natural.
Native audio, interesting.
Yeah. And then you've got models like Quen 2.5 VL sources are pointing to it as a powerful open foundation model. Seems particularly vital for building those more sophisticated agentic models we mentioned.
Right, speaking of agents, that definitely seems to be a massive theme bubbling up right now. We saw mentions of new agentic systems being released,
Right.
like one built using Llama Cloud, designed specifically to act as a multi-agent financial research analyst.
And this brings up a really important question, doesn't it? About the actual architecture needed for these agents to work reliably. Out in the real world, the Model Context Protocol, MCP, that helps agents handle complex instructions and context over multiple steps.
MCP.
It's showing significant adoption based on the chatter. Gorilla, that project known for API calling,
I know Gorilla.
it was highlighted as an MVP of MCP, which kind of suggests this protocol is becoming pretty influential in how people are building these multi-step, goal-oriented AI systems.
So for you listening, this means AI is moving beyond just answering questions.
Exactly, towards actually doing tasks that need sequence and, like, memory.
And importantly, this isn't all just happening in closed labs. The sources point to big developments in open source, too.
Definitely. Google open sourced their deep search stack. That's all about using AI for much more powerful search and info retrieval.
Okay.
And NVIDIA released Nemotron Research Reasoning Quen 1.5b. It's a smaller open-weight LLM, but specifically tuned for complex reasoning.
Smaller but focused.
Right. And what's really significant about these open source releases alongside new benchmarks we saw mentioned, like Hollow1 and WebClick for web navigation testing, or Hugging Face's Small VLA for robotics interaction, is how they quickly provide tools and ways to evaluate the next generation of AI. It signaled a kind of collective push in the open community towards AI that can do more complex, multi-step things digitally and maybe even physically.
And holding all this up, of course, is the hardware. That's clearly keeping pace, too. NVIDIA's B200s and Blackwell chips are boosting throughput for models like DeepSeek R1, enabling bigger, faster operations.
And they're being networked into supercomputing clusters, right?
Exactly. And Google Cloud Run is now shipping serverless GPUs, making that powerful compute more accessible for developers building these new apps.
Yeah, even saw mentions of decentralized compute projects showing high uptime, exploring alternative ways to get the power needed.
That infrastructure push is just critical, isn't it?
Absolutely essential. These advanced models, these ambitious agents, they need immense power to train and run. The advancements here are literally what enables everything else we're talking about, from the bigger models to faster agent actions.
So for you, this hardware push means more powerful AI tools becoming, hopefully, more accessible and maybe cheaper over time.
That's the idea. Now, here's where things get really interesting and important from a societal angle. Among the discussions floating around in the sources, there was a citation of Dario Amodei warning about potential AI-driven job losses.
Right, the economic impact.
And the erosion of economic leverage for workers. That's a serious concern being voiced.
And that ties into a bigger conversation that was also circulating, doesn't it, about AI access inequality. Given the cost of using the absolute top-tier LLMs.
Yeah, exactly. And also discussions around international AI redline strategies to prevent malicious uses of these fast-advancing capabilities. It just highlights that as the tech accelerates, the really crucial ethical and governance challenges are, well, they're right there alongside it, front and center.
Definitely. But we also saw some pretty fascinating practical and creative uses mentioned, too. Ing video creator, powered by Sora Tech, went global. Makes advanced video generation widely available now.
Wow, global release.
Suno upgraded its music editing tools. And there was this really specific example. A city hall in Brazil using VEO3 to make a commercial for just $52.
$52. That shows the kind of accessibility and cost reduction AI tools can offer for creative work. It's incredible.
Yeah. And a new tool called LLM Scribe launched, designed to help with that crucial task of creating high-quality data sets for training.
Dataset creation.
Yeah.
Still fundamental. These examples really show the diverse, sometimes unexpected ways AI is being used right now, impacting everything from creative workflows to, like you said, local government comms, while tools like LM Scribe show the ecosystem needed to build even better AI is still developing too.
So yeah, looking back at just June 2nd and 3rd, it's undeniably clear the AI world isn't just moving fast, it's like sprinting. We're seeing simultaneous leaps in model capabilities, the hardware power, agent development, and these vital societal talks that have to happen.
Absolutely. And as you kind of hinted at, this deep dive, it's only scratching the surface of a couple of days of buzz. The sources mention upcoming events, AIE Day 1, continued focus on that MCP track, strongly suggesting this pace isn't letting up anytime soon.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the implications of just this relentless speed. How do these constant significant updates affect how you, listening, think about using the AI tools maybe you're using now, or how you think about future possibilities, even your own plans? What stands out to you from this incredibly fast-paced whirlwind of news? Something to ponder.